It's time to podcast.
Under our bed.
Let's do it.
Woohoo!
Today's a new day.
It's a new day, a new dawn.
It's a new day.
Whatever. What's that song?
A new day, a new dawn. Is that like 007?
I don't know what
or
that
am
is.
I just thinking of that?
Yeah, maybe.
Because
we just saw that movie.
Yeah. We could talk about James Bond.
Woo!
Yeah, today though, we're going to talk about youth sports. Athletics is an important component of our family culture. Wouldn't you agree?
It is a huge component.
And you didn't grow up playing a ton of sports, Sal.
No.
But you grew up in a very sporty family. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I didn't actually play any team on any team.
Ever? No. You never played soccer?
No.
Why?
Were
you not interested?
And yeah, I wasn't interested.
Huh.
Yeah. I didn't play. I did take tennis lessons one summer, and I really liked that a lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything past that.
But you played church, like volleyball or basketball or something, didn't you?
Yeah,
or am I making that up?
Go,
I guess.
Yes.
So that's all church. It
wasn't like an organized team.
League. You ever played basketball? Because your shot's pretty good.
I'd play out in the driveway with
You can't
my
dribble
dad,
with your left hand. But
no, I'm a terrible dribbler.
No, you're okay with your right.
I'm okay, but not great. But shooting...
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm fair.
Is that because of with your dad out in the driveway?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. We would do that a lot.
And your dad was a huge sports person.
Huge.
And your brother was your older brother, and you guys.
None of my sisters played sports though.
Yeah. And did your mom play sports growing up?
No,
not at all.
I think just like, synchronized swimming. I suppose that's a sport. It's in the Olympics.
It is a sport. Who would have thought synchronized swimming? That's the sport she chose from Tooele, Utah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Who knew? Is there like a good team out there? Is there a tradition
of
synchronized swimming?
That's a good question. We should ask her sometime.
Yes, we should. Man, but I grew up in a family, it's all sports all the time. I have 4 little brothers and a little sister. We all played sports. And your dad brought you to all the BYU football games, and you always went to sporting events.
Yes, we did. Oh, I guess I did do gymnastics for a little bit, but I didn't compete.
Got it.
Yeah.
Did you like gymnastics?
No.
You didn't?
No, that's why I didn't. I only did it for
what did you like about it?
A month or two, I think. I'm not flexible. You know this.
Yeah.
I am not flexible. I don't know. I have dizzy issues as
so
well.
Like when you're spinning or somersaulting.
I'm not, I just didn't like that so much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Youth sports, though, are out of control.
They are.
In so many ways. And I'm sure all of you that have kids in sports, it has changed a lot. When I grew up, you play soccer and then football and then basketball and then baseball, which, me and all my brothers, we all played almost all of those sports. I did for sure. And most of my brothers did. So we had game after game after game, and you played kind of every sport. But now there's so much specialization so young.
And everything is all year.
Yeah.
I mean, there are very few things that aren't continuous.
Year-round.
Yeah. So it's
and there's
hard
a ton of
to
pressure.
Do all of them.
Yeah, and there's a ton of pressure.
Which is sad, I think. How do you know what you like if you can't try everything?
Yeah. Well, hopefully kids are trying, early on, and then maybe they're choosing. But yeah, there is a lot of pressure to specialize. But we've had a great fall sports experience with youth. I've coached football. I love coaching flag football. I love coaching football in general. But our youngest, James, has played flag football, and it's been such a fun year.
They are cute boys.
They're cute boys, and they're good athletes.
Really talented, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this has been, I don't know if there's been a more dominant flag youth 5th grade flag football team ever assembled. And it's not because of me, it's because these guys are good. They all play basketball together, so it's kind of the Timpview A basketball team plus a couple extras that played flag football. And it's been such a beautiful fall to practice, to be with these guys and to talk about. I think there's so many good lessons. I had a great conversation with Tom Homo the other day. There's so many lessons to learn in youth sports, And so what we spoke about this year in flag football was, playing, number one, having fun. Fun has gotten sucked out of youth sports, hasn't it?
It's totally sucked out. Everything's taken way too serious.
I mean, how many AAU tournaments have we been to all across the country with our older boys? Are those fun or not? I mean, I feel like half the time they're fun. Half the time you're in this gym with like 50 courts. It is so loud, so chaotic, so hot.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like a meat factory. You have people watching, not, you know, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly.
I don't know
what
if
you mean.
it feels like, oh, this is what it feels like. It feels like a money-making machine.
Oh, yeah.
Not for the youth.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like if we take our whole family to one game,
that's true.
It costs like $40, $50.
Yeah.
And they have, 4, 5, 6 sometimes games in the tournament.
That's true.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, for
Plus
sure.
Plus you pay to play in the tournament and not cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
these AAU tournaments, I don't know. They're kind of a joke, I think.
Yeah,
I'm glad that we're kind of, our second oldest is a senior, so we're kind of going into his senior season and somewhat winding up, at least for a while.
Yeah.
Those,
we'll see what the others do, but
I'm not pumped about those.
Yeah.
So anyways, our focus was having fun. We had a lot of fun. And I think that that's been stripped out of sports, and that's a critical, it's like play, Yeah.
And I love that that's your number one. I mean, you've coached lots of our kids' teams, and really early on, it might have been the first time you coached. I don't know. Do you remember that you started having these same
Yeah, that's true.
rules?
I have kind of preached these same things the last 15 years or whatever. Yeah, have fun, number one. Work hard. I do think that sports is one way that you can learn to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have to sweat too much this flag football season. But most seasons, you have to push it. You have to work hard. You get challenged. You learn how to win. You learn how to lose. And you learn how to work through adversity and challenges. And I think that's a critical thing that youth athletics can teach. Work ethic.
For sure. You work hard at your skill, you really try to perfect your skill.
Yeah, your craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you work in the off season individually, and then you can work with your team during the year. Mm-hmm. And then the third thing is to play together. Yeah. And that's a hard one. That's such a good one. Whether you're in a family, whether you're on a team, whether you're growing a business, whatever it is, you got to work with other people.
Mm-hmm. Which is sometimes the hardest.
That is the hardest. Some people are crazy. And they're never
sometimes
you.
It's never not. Oh, man.
Yeah, some people are harder and more fun to work with than others. And you get to learn that on a team because you have a group of people coming together and you have one goal.
That's right. And if your goal is the same, it's easier to work with each other.
That's true. If you have a shared identity and a shared goal. Mm-hmm. Like we were the Dallas Cowboys this year.
Yes,
what did you like watching about the season?
Oh, it was so fun. The boys really did have fun.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's so much more fun to watch a team that your child is on, or any team, when you can tell they're enjoying what they're doing. And I think you did a really good job. Well, you did a really good job with all of those things, but the having fun.
This isn't why
really
we're having
did.
this podcast.
No, I know it's not, but I have to say that because it's true. And it was fun, like you're on the sideline cheering them on, not like a crazy person, but, just being positive and giving them 5 when they come back and, and reminding them at every timeout or halftime or whatever, are you having fun? And we're having fun. And it's just, you play better when you're having fun.
That's true. How many times, I think we told our son who's a senior this year, Truman, how many times have we said, 7th, 8th, 9th grade and keep going, Truman, have fun. Mm-hmm. Like you got to enjoy. This isn't a job. Yeah. You don't have a job to be a basketball player. Like you've got to enjoy it.
Yeah. Like
have
why
fun.
Are you doing
Smile.
This? Why are you playing? Because I like it. Okay, well then show us you like it. Have fun while you're playing. Because I think that's forgotten a lot.
It is.
You get sucked into this serious, like you have to be the best. And the only way to be the best is to be, you have to be so serious about this. You don't.
Yeah.
Even to be the best, you have to remember that you love to do this. I think anything you love doing, you put more effort into and you become better at.
That's for sure.
So
yeah, that's for sure. And again, I get it when you have a scholarship in college and you're quote unquote kind of getting paid to go to school and to represent the school. That becomes more like a job. Of course, professional, that's a job. But man, youth sports,
you still have to have fun though, even if it's your job. And
I agree. No, I agree. But it just gets too serious. Yeah, it just gets too serious too early.
Yeah, just remember why you're doing it. I think that's something that we can apply in all aspects of life, every job that people have. Why did you choose to do this? Yeah. There's a reason you chose to do this.
Yeah. And it's usually around you liking it.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So don't forget that you like to do this, and if you're not liking it, you're doing something, you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah. That can be sucked out of it sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I think, but I mean, isn't it fun to watch our kids, play the games they love, the sports they love? And
it is. Well, yeah. And one of the things I love about football is like the huddle. You get to huddle up. You put your arms around each other, and we would just huddle up and kind of, you know what I mean? Whenever I call the timeout, we'd huddle up. They would kind of huddle up. There's a togetherness in that. That's good.
Yep. There's the unity comes in that huddle.
Yep. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I have to admit. So we didn't lose a game this year. Again, James and his team and his friends are really good athletes, and it was really fun. We went into the tournament, the number 1 seed, not having lost, and they always have an end of the year kind of a tournament where you kind of get single elimination. And we had it this last weekend. It was cold, unfortunately, and rainy. And we started only with 6 players. And you play with 7. And anyways, when this was all done, I had coached all, my oldest, my second oldest, even my daughter, Claire, really got into flag football. Do you remember that?
She did.
She was good, too.
She loved it. She asked me if she could play tackle.
Yeah, she's very physical.
And I said no.
But I have to admit, like, you came a little bit later, and your car was closer and it was raining, so you took the kids home. I drove home alone. I shed a tear in the car.
Yeah.
Because I realized this kind of might be, I think James will play, and I think most of these boys, they'll be in 6th and 7th grade next year. Most of them will play tackle. There wasn't a challenge in flag, and so flag football might be over for these guys. And it was just I had coached all of our kids in flag football. That might have been it, Sal.
Yeah. It was sad to feel like that's the end of an era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sad, and it was interesting.
Yeah. A lot of emotions that you weren't expecting, I'm sure.
Well, it was fun. It's fun to coach youth sports. I encourage dads and moms to get out there and coach.
Yeah.
And encourage youth to get out there and participate.
You learn a lot. You
do learn a lot in sports. Again, hopefully you remember to have fun. And you should learn to work.
Yes.
Working's critical. Sometimes we have to manufacture. It almost feels like in this modern age of technology and screens and iPads at every corner, et cetera, it's almost like you have to manufacture ways for our kids to sweat and learn to work. Don't you agree?
Yeah, it's not like, obviously a long time ago, everyone had farms and you were, plowing your field and all of that. Obviously that has continued to change as time goes on. Oh, and then it was like working in the factory.
Yeah.
And now obviously it's a lot different.
Working on your computer. Yeah, it's like knowledge workers, which is great, but
it's maybe more mental work, which is also something you need to learn. But yeah, the physical labor is dying.
Yeah, and I think sports is a way to introduce that.
Mm-hmm.
And also just get kids outside.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball, most sports, baseball, football, soccer.
And play.
Yeah, just play outside.
Yep.
And maybe the most important thing, you learn to play with others that are unlike you and get along with them and work towards something together.
Yes, and it has to be together or you can't really win when it's not together.
Yeah, and isn't that what life's about?
Mm-hmm. Take that metaphor.
Well, I think youth sports is a great way to learn that. Again, sorry, I'll bring up one more time talking to Tom the other day. When you're on a team, it doesn't matter what race, what religion, what socioeconomic background. The bottom line is you come together and you're either Cougars, for BYU, or you're the Cowboys like we were, and you're trying to win. You're trying to play. You're trying to watch out for your teammates and be the best you can. And there's just something special about that.
Yeah, there is. There is something about working towards a common goal and helping your teammates do it.
Yeah. And I'm an intense and competitive person, but there's a fine line. Parents, don't ruin youth sports. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Parents do not. I mean, you can be competitive and intense to a point, but you can go cross the line. And I'm sure I have, through the 15 years, maybe I have at times, but that ruins youth sports.
Yeah. That makes the kids feel this pressure.
Yeah.
And they don't have fun.
They
just feel pressure.
Yeah, it's not about the parents. It's about the kids.
That's right.
Long live youth sports. But let's keep them fun.
Keep them fun.
Keep them fun, people. Enjoy youth sports. Good night,
Let's
Sal.
do it. Good night.
Love
you.
Please leave a rating and review for Under Our Bed at your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to the Extraordinary Us podcast with Jeff Burningham as well.
Hey guys, it's Jeff from the Extraordinary Us podcast. Thank you for listening to Under Our Bed. And a quick reminder to subscribe to Extraordinary Us. Also, tell your friends, leave a rating and review. We hope that this is uplifting. These stories inspire you and help you understand and realize that no matter our differences, we always have more in common. Let's build each other up with kindness and compassion. We got great guests coming up, including the governor of Utah, venture capitalists, all kinds of interesting people. Look forward to seeing you soon on the Extraordinary Us podcast.